Oh,
I
really?
can only hear from mine. So if we start at the same time, we should be good to go. We should just
So
finish it.
you're not hearing this?
Nope. Which is
Oh,
which is
okay.
perfect. So
Mhm.
all
Okay.
right, here we go, everyone. Sorry, half an hour later. So professional. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You listen to the extended version, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it did start it. You were like 1, 2, 3, click,
Yeah,
right?
we're at 10 seconds
Okay.
right now.
Yep.
If
Okay,
we're
cool.
offset by like 1 second, it won't matter.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. It's not going through. All right, everyone. So you can see on the screen here where we're at. We're at about 30 seconds in the overture. You gotta always have an overture. For
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every Neal Morse album has an overture.
They do. Which is why my album has an overture too.
That's why I haven't written an overture in a while, because I'm like, everyone's doing overtures.
Are they hearing me? Not that they have to, but
Yeah, they're hearing you. They can only hear our voices. The answer was right in front of us. We just should have done it that way before. I was trying to do the complex way. Classic Portnoy Phil.
yeah. It's still recognizable. It's still them.
Yeah. Yeah, someone just commented the real orchestra. I believe that Neal Morse does actually have string players that record. Some of them might be synth, but
Yeah.
a little double kick there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that harmony.
Yeah, I do too.
Trying to pick up on all the different themes like as they come across.
Yeah. Do you know how they write this kind of stuff? Is it like everybody comes up with a song or something, or because they didn't get together, I think, for this, or did they?
Usually they would get together, I would think. Obviously, I don't know if they did that now.
Yeah,
They probably just threw ideas back and forth, maybe.
yeah,
I guess so.
probably.
At least since I'm familiar with like especially Neal's music, like I can tell the parts that he probably wrote.
Yeah, yeah.
Any of
totally.
those sort of like anthemic melodic themes, like he's the master at writing those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Something about the mellotron that never gets old.
The keyboard sounds are awesome, and they're all over the
Yeah.
place, but they sound awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Back to that same rhythm. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool sound there.
Yeah. That was a good transition. It's
Mm-hmm.
in an overture like this, if you got really very different parts, it's hard to often transition between them, but
Mm-hmm. That's what I like in Prague. Like there's like little discoveries that you can make after listening to many times. There's
yeah.
all these layers and little secrets kind of hidden.
Yeah, it's like and as you listen to it every time like something else gets revealed and you can like hear background parts, it's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
That's kind of like I like to do that kind of stuff when I'm writing too. It's like you put in this little thing. It's like maybe someone will pick up on it, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. It's all about layers.
yep. All right. Second song, Heart Like a Whirlwind. I wonder if this is related to the album The Whirlwind at all.
I don't know. Note to self, and for anybody watching this, don't listen on Spotify non-premium because the ads are killing it.
Oh, you got that? Okay. Well, are you going to jump ahead and catch up?
Yeah, I'll have to. I am buying this though.
I'm actually kind of surprised it's streaming because I think all of Neal Morse's solo stuff is only on his like own streaming service. I guess this is not under his record label though. So
Oh, come on. Sorry. Talking about the ad, not the music.
Neal Morse is singing. There you go.
All right. Where are you right now?
1 minute and 27 seconds.
Okay.
That's Royan singing. Royan?
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
I like having multiple lead vocalists. It's cool. You get different timbres.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a good chord.
Give me a quick timestamp there.
2:52.
Okay. Yeah. We're pretty much at the same time.
Do you get ads after every song? That's the real question.
I don't know. I rarely
Use
listen to
Spotify.
this. Yeah.
Someone says the bass is killing it so far. The bass is really good. It's cool to listen to Mike Portnoy in this context because, like, he's still playing super aggressively, but the way it's mixed is like not nearly as aggressive as if on those, like, you know, classic Dream Theater albums and stuff. The kick is much kind of like further in the background.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah.
Like, it obviously fits the music well, but it's he can still play the way he plays and like.
Yeah. I like that. It's more organic.
Yeah.
That's the right word.
It fits the kind of music, For like, you know, if you're doing the heavy Dream Theater style stuff, it makes sense, but
Oh, it is Pete singing there on that last verse.
Oh, okay.
According to Dalton.
Ah, there we go. Is it bad that I'm not sure that I could distinguish their voices? Maybe I'll figure it out by the end of the album. I've listened to enough Transatlantic, I should know, but a little wah there. Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
There you go. Oh. Next song. Are you going to get an ad? That's your question.
So far, so good.
All right. There's that theme again.
Yep.
Good old 6/8. That's Royan.
Yeah.
I like these little like tingly bell parts on the side. I can hear them. If you're listening with headphones, people, like, you can hear how these like background parts are panned in the background vocals too. And like that's the way to make these parts that are kind of quiet stick out in the mix. Like you have those bells just in one side. If it's in the center, it gets kind of like caught with the rest of the instruments. So something to think about if you're writing or mixing your own music.
Mm-hmm. When you're listening to a concept album like this or a prog thing, At what points do you really consider the lyrics? Do you really pay attention to the lyrics on your first listening, or
I don't do it as much as I should.
or ever? Or
Oh, I do. Yeah, at some point. As I get more used to the song, I can start to pick up on more what the lyrics are doing. I'm kind of listening to the music at first.
Yeah.
I also don't have the
I'm the
lyrics
same.
up. I tried to find the lyrics to put on the screen, but they weren't available anywhere. So if I was reading them at the same time, then that helps. Like if
Yeah.
I was, I used to like listen to music like this and then like kind of read the lyrics at the same time, so I get an idea. But
yeah.
there's so much going on; it's hard to like keep that in consideration on a first listen.
Mm-hmm. I'm like you, yeah. Music is first, and then
It's probably because I'm not like I sing, but I'm not like a lead vocalist, so.
but I'm really curious about what the story is,
Yeah.
which I'll discover at some point, I'm sure. But
It's the absolute universe.
yeah. Oh, okay. That's what I love about the stories are really what get me into the prog world.
Yeah. I love big connected stories. I mean, that's why we talked about fantasy. That's why I like, fantasy and sci-fi, and this seems like it ties in music. Like it's a musical version of that to me,
Yeah.
Ah, good chord.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough modern bands use like this many layered harmonies so much. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. Have you seen Neal live?
I haven't actually. I missed him the last time he came through town. I should have gone, but having kids and all, it's hard to get to concerts.
It is. Yeah.
I've seen Mike a few times because I've seen Dream Theater a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
Live, they usually Daniel Gildenau tours with him. He's the lead singer of Pain of Salvation, which is
okay,
yeah. Another one of my favorite prog bands. If you guys haven't listened to Pain of Salvation, please do it. But he does like background vocals and guitar and stuff live. He's an awesome musician.
With who? Transatlantic?
With Transatlantic, yeah.
Okay.
Because they have so many parts, they needed like a auxiliary musician.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a couple DVDs they released, and he's on those.
Okay.
I think they have a DVD for the Whirlwind. Very cool. I think you can find most of it on YouTube. And pads.
And add.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Not yet.
Not till the end of the song. Right? I'm wondering how many of these sort of string parts are actual strings. It could all just be, virtual instruments these days are so good.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy. A good friend of mine is a video game composer.
Cool.
And it's like, I've talked to a bunch of the guys, his friends and stuff too. The sounds they can get with their virtual instruments, it's insane how good it is.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you know how to do it. But
yeah.
nice little high bass parts. Still no ads? Are you good?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we're just started the new one there.
What I like about this, like the thing about the bass is, I write a lot of metal where it's like bass is almost always just doubling guitar riffs.
Yeah.
It's so cool to have the bass do different stuff. Like I like to try to do that sometimes, but it's, instead of always just having like riff and then bass just following along.
Yeah.
Bass doesn't get enough love.
That's a cool groove, drums and bass there.
Yeah, it's very good. Oh yeah. There's just so much attention to detail, and like every single part has a purpose and like lies in there in a right way, you know.
Yeah. Oh, like that little discrete fill there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
Good bass fills too.
I know, yeah. I really like the bass tone there.
Yeah, the bass tone in general is awesome. It's like it's oh, there you go. It's like a Neil Peart style fill.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that echoed vocal is completely to the right. Oh yeah, that's cool. Such a melodic guitar player. I love it. I love it because it's not what I am at all. Ooh, a little slapping in there.
It's very well developed. His solo is
yeah, for sure. Ooh, that's good. Now the echoed vocals on the left. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad I'm listening with headphones.
Me too.
Ooh.
Is that a slide or something, or? Oh no, it's the.
I think it's
that lap steel maybe or something.
Yeah, it could be lap steel.
It's cool.
You can do that kind of stuff with keyboards too. I don't know if you ever heard of the. Is it the
Seaboard?
Seaboard?
Yeah.
My friend had one of those for a while. It's so like you can do some really cool expressive stuff with that.
Yep.
Probably a slide though, I would guess. Ooh.
Ah.
Yeah, there's your ad again. Hey, you went a couple songs without it.
Yeah.
Just let me know when it's done. I'll tell you where you are. We got like an acoustic song going on here. Good old Mellotron there. Are you still in that?
Still, yeah, still deep inside.
That's how they get you to pay for Spotify.
Mm-hmm. I know all about Nationwide now.
Yeah, there you go.
It's on your side.
That's what I've heard.
There you go. All right,
We are at 136.
Okay.
Classic 6/8 grooves.
Yeah.
12/8, 6/8. I mean, that's the easiest way if anyone's listening. Even if you don't know much about like doing odd time signatures, it's like having a song with the 6/8 groove like this opposed to 4/4 is such a big difference.
Mm-hmm. So you just started the solo?
Yep. When I tell you the timestamp, I'm going to try to do it a few seconds ahead of where I am so that you could remember this.
Okay.
Even if you're a couple seconds off, it's not that big of a deal. Because no one can hear what you're listening to.
Right. He's got a really good vibrato.
Really good,
here?
Yeah.
Is it,
this is Royan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does all the guitars on this. Very tasty vibrato.
Mm-hmm.
Good tone too. I wonder what he's using. I'm assuming he recorded this himself since they didn't do it all together, but maybe I don't know. I'd have to see. If anyone in the chat knows, what's his signal chain?
That's a classic riff in the back.
Yeah. So this is the 5 and 6 that happened earlier in the overture. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If anyone's, I'm gonna plug my 10 odd meters you need to know video. This is actually that 5/4 rhythm is one of the rhythms that I put down as one of the odd time signatures you should know because it's super common. So the 5 is done as 2 groups of 3 and 2 groups of 2. 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. Oh, next song. Bully. All right. Bully. Ooh, yeah. The bass.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back some words from earlier. Ooh, cool chromatic.
It's an interesting bass line too. It's cool.
Yeah. Chromatic walk down.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of walk-in bass there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The guitar solo is moving back and forth between the different sides.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for you to get another ad.
No, so far so good.
It seems like you go 3 or 4 songs, and then you go one.
Yeah.
Which luckily it's okay because these are long songs usually. But
Mm-hmm.
eighth note piano. For any of my like normal followers here, notice how much of this is in 4/4. Like even so far this whole album, it's like I think people think that like prog has to always be in odd time signatures. And it's like I feel like I'm always writing in odd time signatures, but it's like it's not really necessary a lot of times.
It's nice to listen to a full album. I haven't done that in a long time.
I know. That's part of the reason I wanted to do this because I don't know, like, it's like I feel like I never have time to actually sit down and just listen to music. Like I can listen to like one song, but I'm like doing 5 other things or like chasing a kid down or something, you know?
Right, yeah, yeah.
It's like if you purposely set aside time to do this, so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll probably do this with some more other albums, maybe, just by myself or whatever.
Yeah, you should.
I'll probably do Liquid Tension Experiment for sure since that's coming out next month.
Mm-hmm.
If there's other albums people who are watching that I should like do listening parties for, it doesn't have to be new music either. I could do one for older albums too. But. Please to Liquid Tension Experiment thing. Yeah, every song is very different. I have people commenting, so. I mean, Neal Morse does the same thing. It's like every song kind of has a very distinct vibe.
Right.
It feels like everything's connecting very well here, though. Like nothing is.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
I do think sometimes that you can go like way too far out in the left field, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Portnoy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. He's got a great voice.
He does. I really miss that in Dream Theater, honestly. Like, I mean, some of it wasn't good towards the end, but I don't know. He's a great backup vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
That's still him. That's cool. I'm trying to think if I can think of another song where he's the lead vocalist like the whole time or the main. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, we're back to like a 6/8 groove here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's so many like bluesy fills in between all the stuff.
Yeah.
For any of those parts where there's like tons of layered vocals, you'll notice that the instruments, for the most part, get quite a bit simpler. For anyone who's writing lots of crazy vocal stuff, it's like if you have way too much going on in vocals and instruments, it's like there's no way that everything's going to come through.
Yeah.
I know that's something I had a tendency to do, especially when I was younger. It's like just try to put like 5 or 6 different parts at the same time, and it's like it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've answered our question whether this is a concept album or not.
Yeah.
The fact that every song is flowing into each other is pretty obvious.
I knew it would be.
I figured as much, just based
Yeah.
on the name. But
Mm-hmm. So do you know the difference between the extended version and the standard?
oh, sounds like they met in Sweden to write the album in person. Oh, I take it back. I guess they wrote it in person.
Cool.
Whether or not they recorded it in person, I don't know. If you can tell me that, let me know. I suppose they just went through whatever protocols to write it, I would guess.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, that makes sense. This would be hard to write this kind of stuff, like, distanced.
Yeah. It's
I'll
Every
have to.
song is so well tied together.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see who mixed and mastered this. I don't know. I'm sure it's whoever usually does Neal Morse's stuff, but.
Yeah. Do you know the difference between the extended version and the standard?
I don't. I mean, I would imagine it probably just. I'd have to look at the song list. I'm sure it's just maybe less songs. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It seems weird that there's 2 versions.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they thought it was necessary. I think people expect to have a long album with Prog. I mean, that's what I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll probably never listen to the abridged version because why not? Why?
Why would you?
I'm trying to think. I've seen that before. There was a Symphony X album like 10 years ago that had that too. It had like one version that was shorter and a longer one. And I was like, I didn't really understand the purpose of it. Because it's not like they're selling that many physical copies. Maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe this one comes on 2 discs and the bridge comes on 1 disc. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, where are you now? I need to catch up.
1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, Curtis, I'm sure they did write it together then if they were all in the same room writing. Yeah, actually, now that you mention that, I think I did see a post about that, maybe on Mike's Instagram or something. They probably, I would guess they maybe recorded separately because Mike usually records all this stuff at Neal's studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they all have their own studios that are good for recording.
Yeah.
The bass is so prominent in all this. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the bass is the unsung hero of this album so far.
Yeah.
Another reason you guys should listen to this in headphones. People listen to too much music just through their iPhone speaker these days.
I
It's
know,
like
yeah.
because you lose all the cool panning effects and you lose a lot of the low end stuff that you can't like really. And I'm not even listening with like good headphones, but it's definitely a big difference. Tip if you're someone who mixes music too, that you should probably use headphones sometimes because it's such a massive difference to have that low end.
That and just listening for the purpose of listening is
That too, yeah.
it's so rare for me today, but it's nice.
I know I'm trying to like. I feel like I always have the tendency to try to want to do something else. It's like my phone's right there, and like I want to like pick it up, but I was like I don't need to pick it up, so just
Yeah, I know.
so I can force myself to focus.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, awesome bass parts. Ooh. The minor 4 chord.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about a lot of Neal's writing in this too is like these chord progressions aren't in a lot of cases like super crazy complex, right? He's not using like ridiculous extended jazz chords or anything or modal stuff, but they're done in like a really interesting way. And there's always like that one chord that's like, ooh, you know, like outside of the key.
Yep. Yeah, it's very songwriter approach for
the
core of the song, and then it's layers and embellishments and arrangements. But
it's like some of these chord progressions in these ballads, it's like that could be like an Elton John chord progression or something, you know?
Yeah, totally.
I want to say that this was one of the singles. I could be wrong, but
it would make a good single.
It's long, but I like that bands don't feel like they have to do like radio edit singles anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I always hated that when you listen to like a prog song. It's like, here's the radio edit where they cut out like 4 minutes of all the cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a lot of these guitar tones that I think are like maybe a half cocked wah or something, like very sort of.
It's the kind of tone that I think just playing alone with it, wouldn't be that enjoyable, but it works so well with the rest.
I mean, that's the case for a lot of guitar tones, in my opinion.
It's true.
If I dial an awesome tone like on my own, as soon as I put it in a mix or play with the band, I'm like, it always gets buried. Like,
yeah.
Like if you isolate some famous guitar tones, because you can find this stuff on YouTube and stuff. It's like a lot of times it sounds bad, like honestly on its own.
Yeah.
As someone who's like a amateur mixer still, but who does it fairly often, it's like you do a lot of sculpting to the tone of every instrument, but especially guitars.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Little trills.
Mm.
Is that orchestration again?
There's a lot of
There's whirlwind
you know,
references. I'm guessing that this is some sort of like spiritual successor to the whirlwind or something.
It could be, yeah. There's a lot of Neal Morse isms in there.
Like words and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
He definitely has like certain phrases he uses, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine they're doing this all to a click.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was no stops, right? In between songs on this one? I can't remember.
There hasn't been any like actual full stops.
Yeah.
I think we're coming towards the end of the first, well, I don't know if this disc, even though we're not listening to it. Because there's some, maybe after this next one is something called the Prelude, so I'm guessing that starts the second half.
Yeah, that's the...
We'll see if there's a break there. Well, the last two Neal Morse Band albums were kind of the same way, as like they had like a halfway point, you know.
Yep.
I don't know how much music you can put on a CD these days.
I don't know. It's been a while.
I can't remember the last time I bought a CD. So. Like I didn't even... I've had a couple people ask like, hey, you're going to put your album out on like physical copies? I was like...
Yeah.
No, because the amount of money it would cost to make it would not be worth it.
I made that mistake. I still have 2,000 CDs in my shed sitting there.
I have 7 boxes of vinyl of A Sense of Gravity in my basement.
I know.
And they look so cool. It's like...
Yeah.
Anyone, hint, go buy some vinyl.
Right, yeah.
I need it out of my basement. Or someone's going to get a bunch of prog metal at their local Goodwill.
Yeah, right.
Vinyl. Yeah. Just asked in the chat if any of them still buy physical copies of music.
Yeah.
I know lots of people do. Classic Portnoy fills all over the place here.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Got that organ in there.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back.
Yeah, cool. I have a CD player in my car. That's about it. I just got a new computer last year, and like, it was the first time I was like, yeah, I don't need a CD drive. It's like for a long time you had to, even to just like download programs and stuff if you got it on discs. But I know my wife was trying to record something. She needed a CD player so she could like just play something back, and she had to use our DVD player because there's nowhere that we could actually do it. It's crazy. Times have changed. I just remember as a kid, like, I guess we kind of lost that element of music where you uh, get the physical copy and you open it up and you flip through the lyric book and you see the band's pictures and all that. I kind of miss that. I really loved doing that as a kid, you know. That was weird. Is there any way to shuffle 50 CDs worth of music? There might be. I don't know. I mean, like in my car, it's an older car. I have a 6 CD player. I remember, like, I guess I had that in an old, stereo I had when I was growing up. It could flip, like, 6 or 8 CDs. I couldn't remember. There must be something in there that could flip like 100. But what's the point if you can just stream it all? It's not like the quality's any better on a CD. It's not the actual, like, CD putting in the machine part that I miss. I think it's the actual, like, the booklet part of it. It just feels like a more kind of organic way to listen to music, you know. I don't think I ever paid enough attention to the bass in Transatlantic in the past, because seriously, it's like my favorite thing out of all this so far. Just the bass lines are so awesome. Nice and prominent in the mix too. I'm just used to listening to modern progressive metal where the bass just like blends in with the guitars or gets completely buried. This is kind of a cool idea. It's almost like the guitar solo is the focal point still, and the vocals are almost more of a background sort of figure, which is it's a cool kind of arranging thing if you're writing with vocals. Acoustic guitar. All right, so I'm guessing this is starting like the second half. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Marillion. I've listened to some of it. It's kind of, especially the stuff that's popular is, listen to more Transatlantic if you haven't. Listen to Bridge Across Forever. That is one of my favorite prog rock albums, like top 10. It's from 2001. It's like one of the first Transatlantic albums. Marillion is at least the popular stuff is very like 80s prog, and it's not really my cup of tea. Maybe my least favorite, like, sort of era of prog. But that doesn't mean he's not a killer bass player, because he is, and this stuff is awesome. I guess he sings here too. All the band members sing too, so. Yeah, and like the tone of the bass is awesome too. It's just like it's perfect for the style of music. Like, it's really great. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go check out Marillion, by the way. You should, because they're an important band, I think, for that time period. And maybe I haven't given them enough of a shot. That could just be me. Oh, riffs. Ooh, yeah, I like that effect. There's so much cool panning stuff happening, like as far as like where things are panned and also things moving back and forth. This is cool. Like, traditionally in heavy music, you'd have two rhythm guitars pan left and right for heaviness, but here you've got guitar in the left and like a dirty organ in the right, like a distorted organ, and those two things are kind of like making a heavy guitar sound combined. I believe that's Roy and the guitar player singing there. You have this pounding, like it sounds like a harpsichord. That's a pretty common Neal Morse thing. Is like, well, that's a pretty common piano thing. Generally, is like kind of pounding out like eighth note piano stabs. Ooh, nice roll on the snare. Nice dark sounding riff there. Ooh, that's cool. Like diminished fill on the guitar. Yeah. Splash. Fear how the bass pauses and the guitar stabs fill in the space, so they're not like getting in the way of each other. Ooh, yeah, the bass slide. Seriously, I'm just gonna keep talking about the bass tone because it's so awesome. Oh yeah, I'm digging this. This might be my favorite song so far. So many cool sounds happening here. Yeah, that. Are you following along with the lyrics, Curtis? Because I don't have any lyrics or anything. I'm not even sure exactly what the story is. I'm gonna have to look into it now. But ooh, keyboard solo. Oh. Woo! That's a really awesome tone for a lead synth sound. Ah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to focus on that and the lyrics. There's too much going on. I'm glad there was a keyboard solo there. That was awesome. Neal Morse is a ridiculous keyboardist. Oh, yeah. Ah. Oh, I see. So that's why the sun's setting. I got it. You know, I think a lot of people like kind of don't give Mike Portnoy the respect he deserves. Like, there's a lot more technical drummers out there, but there's just something about the way he plays. He plays with such like aggression and passion. Like, even though his drum parts aren't the most like always the most complex or intricate, like just the way he's playing is like adding so much to this. David is back.
I'm back.
All right. You missed like the best song, but that's cool. You just have to go back
listening.
and you were okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're at the end of Owl Howl.
Yep.
Owl Howl. Try to say that fast.
Owl Howl.
Ooh.
Where are you in the song?
10 seconds into Solitude.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That must be Pete singing because the.
It's a nice solo.
Yeah. They've all been nice so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad. It's cool that strings are catching some of the rhythms too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people, when they write strings in like rock music, they just like kind of set strings on top of everything else. And
Yeah.
it's cool to have them
just
interact.
pads.
Yeah. They just act like a pad kind of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because strings, like if you think about strings in like a classical setting, it's like oftentimes strings can do that, but strings like in a Beethoven symphony, like they're even like runs the whole time, you know? It's like,
yep.
So it's interesting that like rock musicians are like, here, hold these like long chords.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little church organ there. We got what 5 songs after almost there.
And here's an ad.
Yeah, here it comes.
I'll meet you in a few minutes.
All right. Whoa, weird. Okay. There's like weird voices.
Mm.
We got tambourine. Is that theme again? It's kind of doing a 6 to 5 rhythm again, but this time it's reversed. Instead of 5 to 6, it's going in 6 and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's cool. Are you still waiting?
Still waiting.
Crazy.
Okay. Now I hear the weird vocals.
Okay. I'm at 1 minute and 37 seconds.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, back to that theme there.
Yep, there's that vocal thing that started out. I've noticed, especially in these last couple songs, a lot of the returning themes, like I don't know them super well, but you can definitely pick up on them.
Yeah.
That's where like repeated listens of this kind of music is really satisfying.
Yep.
Ooh. Still have that same rhythm from the last song.
Mm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Ooh.
That's
All right.
cool. Yeah.
Nice. This theme sounds very familiar to.
It does. Yeah.
What song is that? It might be one of the Neal Morse Band. It's a little different, but it's the same rhythm pretty much.
Yeah.
With how much music that these guys write, especially Neal, it's like you're bound to have some things that probably sound similar.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of the hardest things. Like the more music you write, it's like the more you have a hard time not repeating yourself. But
it's very true.
Same thing with playing too. Mm-hmm. Playing the same licks over and over again. Oh yeah, that's a good keyboard sound. I like that there's parts that I'm sure it's all composed and not improvised, but there's parts that feel kind of more organically jam like.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's planned like, keyboard solo for this many bars or whatever, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get a lot of that in the kind of old school prog type stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean I've been listening to tons of old school prog, because I feel like I need to know lots about prog if I'm doing something called the Prog School.
Yeah.
But those early prog albums like King Crimson and Genesis, like there's so much of that you're like, these guys are literally just improvising for like 4 minutes.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And that's less of a thing these days because everything is like you're on a grid and everything's more planned out.
Ultra polished and yeah.
Which is good, but also you kind of lose some of that,
Yeah.
This is doing a good balance of kind of, it still feels, it's in the mix too, but it feels organic.
Mm-hmm.
But also polished. Obviously, this is a reprise, so.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, crazy bass there.
Yeah.
Like doing triplets. Some thrashing there.
Some cool, is that counterpoints or kind of what's, it's cool.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. You have these, this is something that I hear a lot of prog bands do. It's like you have these fast runs, and then you have like lower hits with the rhythm instruments, like hitting between those, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're bringing back a number of different themes here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2 songs left. I don't think any of the individual songs were over 10 minutes long. That's disappointing.
No, you're right. Yeah. But you wouldn't know.
How could you call them a prog band? No, I was like,
Yeah.
really, it's just one 90-minute song, so.
Yep.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. A band that just is like, releases their album as one song. They're like, this is just one 60-minute song or whatever.
Yeah. No.
I guess it wouldn't be that viable because, you know.
Especially for online purchases and stuff.
Yeah. It's like they'll get up to 30 minutes sometimes, like the longest I've seen, but.
Yeah.
Metric modulation there. Nice. $21.12. Yeah, but that's still $21.12 is only 20 minutes long, I think.
What is that? 2112?
Yeah, someone commented 21.12.
Oh.
I guess that is like back in the day that was one side of a vinyl or whatever, but it's not the entire album. There's other songs, you know, that were.
Yeah.
What they're doing here is like, this is what's cool about a 12/8 or 6/8 is like you could feel it as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1 into 2 into 3, right? It's like,
I was waiting for that part.
oh, geez. Nice. I think there was 4 different parts happening there. It's kind of hard to tell, but that was like very Gentle Giant-esque. Oh, low bass note. You got the
All right,
ads.
I got. Yep.
All right, last song.
How do you know?
Because of your face.
Oh, okay.
I could tell. And you hadn't had one for a couple songs, so it was.
Yeah.
It can't just let you finish the album with that one more ad, right?
I thought it was weird that they got into a rap song right at the end.
This is what I was expecting.
All right, there we go. Where are you?
1 minute and 35 seconds.
Okay.
So you're getting a minute and a half of ads, is what it seems like every time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that before I had paid for Apple Music. It was like it would stream on like Pandora or something, and it's like
Yeah.
it's so many ads. Like,
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being flexible. I wish I could have gotten the audio working too. I don't no idea what's going on.
No problem. It's okay.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone do a listening party with two people though, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself.
Yeah, we're pioneers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, I'm sure it's been done, but maybe there's a reason why no one's done it because it's not so easy.
Right, yeah.
Actually, it's working just fine, especially if you
Yeah.
if you didn't have the ads. I think it would just go smoothly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm predicting epic guitar solo right after this.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I was right.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because it's like the music is unpredictable in some cases, but in other ways, I'm like, I kind of know. Like, I figured there'd be some like epic sort of like power ballad-esque thing at the end, you know?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool ending. Like, I love the swelling. That wasn't exactly what I was expecting. It's cool.
Yeah. It's a long chord at the end there.
Yeah. You know, end of a 90-minute concept album, might as well hold that chord as long as possible, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool.
Nice.
Well, that's worth a few more listens.
Yeah, definitely. As we were saying, I mean, this is the kind of thing where you want to, you know, give it at least a couple more listens before you start to really like hear all the different themes and stuff. Check out the lyrics, you know, do all that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and if you want to support them, you can always go buy them too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That way you don't have any ads.
Yeah.
So definitely recommended.
I say that, but I'm just gonna stream it and not. No, I do buy some albums, but honestly, the band makes more money off like merch and stuff usually. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
cool.
For sure.
All right, if anyone's still here, thanks for joining, and thank you for hanging out, David. I know for my 6 followers or whatever.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was fun.
No, it was great.
It's cool.
It was fun to do that and set aside some time to actually listen to an album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Finally. Anyone here, go check out David's channel. He does good stuff.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining me, and thanks for having me on your channel too. It was a pleasure.
Same here. It's good to spend time with you.
Yeah, it was fun. All right, everybody. I will be back to my normal live streaming next week. I also have my next big lesson with my first full song for the Prog School coming out on Monday, so keep your eyes open for that. All right, thanks, David.
Thank you.
I have David's link and stuff in the bottom of this video. I'll probably edit out the beginning part where I couldn't figure out the the audio, but cool. All right, everybody. See you next week. Bye, David.
See you guys. Bye.